Welcome to season 3 of the Weeb Retreat podcast. We hope you enjoy your stay. We are the Weebs, your hosts. My name is James. This is Germs. And today, as always, we have a lot to talk about. How are you doing, Germs?
Doing good, doing good. Fantastic new season. Whole lot of spicy good new shows. So super
Yeah,
excited.
this is the start of the fall 2021 anime season. We're finally here. It's hard to believe, but we've made it. We've got a great show for you guys today. We're going to go through the new weekly roundup. I can't believe that our show has made 3 seasons, so I'm really happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Always great to talk about some good anime. All right, and as always, timestamps will be in the description. And yeah, whatever you're watching, slide on through, get to that episode. We'll be talking about these shows every single week. And what are we going to start off with? We're going to start off with Demon Slayer, Mugen Train, the Mugen Train arc, episode 1. Before we even talk about it, somewhat controversial pick here because this is sort of a recap. It's not exactly a season 2, but we're going to get into it because this episode was all new material. So, what did you think of this first episode, Germs?
Oh, because I came in, everyone's seen it. It's the Dream Train again. It's like, okay, this is gonna be the movie, but just cut up in different pieces. But oh my god, that episode was all just beautiful, unique, special, beautiful material. And I was like, oh, this is fucking good. We're seeing more of our boy. You're seeing what he was doing before. He was helping out some other people, and that was the whole episode. I thought it was gonna be like 5 minutes of that, and then then he's on the train. And now we're back to where the movie. But the whole episode was a whole new thing, and so that was really nice to see that there. I was really happy to see something actually new here. But I imagine now that we're on the train, now it's gonna be kind of similar to what before, but at least it got us hooked with that first episode of like woo, a little bit of action, a little bit of demon hunting, Woo, good stuff, good stuff. What are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, here's the thing. This one spoils us a little bit because the next 6 episodes are going to be a recap. And I assume 90% of the episode is going to be scenes from the movie cut up. I don't think they should reanimate or do anything super new with that. I mean, if they could give us some new scenes, that'd be cool. But yeah, we're definitely spoiled this week because this is new content. It might even be like filler technically. Like I don't know if this was in the manga or not, but either way, it did its
It's
job.
fire.
The job, the literally fire, right, Rengoku? The job is to get you excited for this batch of episodes, and really this arc, this season, however you want to call it, is to get you excited for the red light district arc, I believe it's called,
Yeah.
whatever, season 2, right? So this sort of season is kind of the warm up for the real season because everybody and their mother has seen Mugen Train already, right? So
Mm.
it's nice that they give us new content to start off the season. And yeah, I thought it was great, dude. I thought it was great. But here's the thing, though: you're watching it, and you're like, ah, it's all Rengoku stuff, you know. Like I guess we can't spoil it if you haven't seen Mugen Train. We won't spoil it for you, but very ominous things are going to happen with Rengoku. Very. I mean, the whole episode was ominous, right? I mean, it even had the orchestra that plays in the movie, right? So yeah, if you haven't seen Mugen Train, we won't spoil it for you. We'll just be talking about these specific episodes every week. But it was great to see Rengoku again. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Right? Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Did
Yeah.
you like his character a lot in this?
Oh, it was beautiful. Him buying all those bentos. How he got that bento
Yeah.
in the beginning of the movie.
What did he say? Omai, omai, or whatever. Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just beautiful, beautiful seeing just the whole
You know.
episode, just the speed.
You know what I love, dude? I love the end. Almost like a Naruto and I forget his name, fourth Hokage moment where he's like standing in front of them and the old lady's like, "Oh, you saved us before, haven't you?" And he's like, no, that must have been my father." I thought that was such a sick moment, dude. Just like little things like that, right? Because you and I both know it's about to come up, right? We're gonna learn more about Rengoku and his relationship with his father. So it's just nice that we get some of those moments like that, you know?
Oh yeah, that was such a beautiful moment. The flashback to see how his dad did and how he did. It's like he's there. He's at his father's level.
Yep. Yeah, and listen, I think that this episode did its job. It's to get us hyped, it's to get us excited for more Demon Slayer. next week we're probably not going to have as much nice things to say. We're probably not going to be as hyped because it is going to be content that we've seen. I've seen the movie twice. I saw it twice. So, next week's episode, I'll probably, it won't be as great for me because I've already seen it. You've already seen Mugen Train 2. So, yeah, I'm just enjoying this week because at least this week we got fresh new content. It was good. Whether it's up to the quality of the actual manga or not, for me, it didn't matter. It was just nice to see Rengoku. It's nice to see him, slaying the demons. And yeah, I don't know if it really adds anything to the Mugen Train arc, but it gets you excited for it. Like he learned, I really liked when he was learning about the Mugen Train in that, like the noodle shop, just stuff like that, like locals talking about it, like, oh, people are going missing. Like, just those little things are like adding up to the experience. And if you haven't seen the movie yet, um, this is probably going to be a good alternative, and this is a good little piece of the puzzle that will lead you right into the movie content.
Mhm. Yeah, and I really liked when he went into the the whole setup of it is like investigating. It's like, "Oh, let me, talk to this person." Like, "Oh, let me go see the actual, yard and, talk to the dudes," and it's like, "Oh, shit, there's, a demon here." It all kinda felt natural. It's not like, a demon just showed up, it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna attack you now," He had a it was a nice setup for what happened there.
Yeah, and I really like the little girl that didn't believe in demons, and then at the end of the episode, she sees one, and she kind of says sorry to her grandma. Sorry, I didn't believe you. It's just a little cool moment, and there was this one moment when Rengoku is like, Um, that's the way you're supposed to live your life, not seeing demons, not having any of this confrontation. That's the life that we're trying to provide you guys. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So he's a really stand-up guy. But yeah, the impression I left with is how could you not love this episode? Even for all the people bitching about, this arc being a recap. Yes, it's a recap, but how could you not love this episode? It's new content, more Rengoku. Everybody loves Rengoku, and we saw a little bit of Tanjiro and the gang there at the end, but this was certainly a Rengoku episode, and more Rengoku content is fine with me. I really like his character. So, yeah,
Yeah.
final thoughts, Sherms. Final thoughts for this first episode of the Mugen Train arc.
Yeah, I would still recommend this even if you have seen, the movie. This is just additional content, So, A plus, A plus.
A plus from me too. I love and it still has that movie quality. The music is phenomenal. The animation is phenomenal. It's just if you want to see a little bit more, this is perfect for you. I can't, going forward, it's probably not going to be like that. 90% of the episodes are probably going to be movie stuff, but this week, fire job, fire job. Your Photable delivers as always, as always.
I
So.
I would agree.
All right, let's get on to some spice, Germs. You ready for some spice? We got
Yep, I'm ready.
Mushoku Tensei,
Woo.
Jobless Reincarnation, Season 2, Episode 2. These episodes go by way too quick, dude. Every time I'm done with a Jobless episode, I'm like, no. Like, it feels like 5 minutes, but 20 minutes have passed. I don't understand. So, what did you make of this week's episode? Some spicy stuff, spicy stuff.
It felt like I felt like a lot of these first episodes were just so dense and what the amount of content that you got, and like the pacing was just perfect. It didn't feel like it was
Mhm.
like super rushed or anything, and it just felt like I felt like I watched like a whole movie of worth of content in here, And then we had some spice with Ellie Lissay was her
Alina
name,
Lise or whatever.
Alina
Yeah.
Lissay, yeah. Woo. She's a very spicy, interesting character, and then seeing some more Roxy moments, seeing Rudy and Eris, on the boat. I love that little moment. He's like, "Oh,
Oh, yeah.
this is what I would want. This is what I would hope for on the this boat
Classic
ride."
Rudy. Classic Rudeus.
And then it
Classic.
flashes back. It flashes back to what's actually happening. It's like, he
Yep,
can't be living that dream. But and then late
exactly.
in the episode, some spicy moments with the slaves and all that kind of stuff, or the people being captured and stuff. And then Rudy being knocked out by some beast men because they think he's trying to he's the smuggler. But, yeah, a very, very dense episode. What'd you think about this?
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I think they're all fantastic. Jobless just does not let you down. Studio Bind has done a great job with the series as always. I'm gonna be a broken record this season for talking about Jobless, but yeah, so let's break it down. We got a new character. We get to see Roxy's group, and we actually get to see some of the events of last week, but from their perspective, which is cool. I'm not sure if the sole purpose of them being on this continent or island or whatever you want to call it is to look for Rudy, but I know that that's like a goal of her and her parties, so that's cool. Yeah, let's talk about Alina Lise having a an orgy with 5 other guys or ogres or whatever the fuck. That was funny to see. Um, yeah, and Roxy got all pissed off and like shot like ice at them and broke them through the window or something like that. That was fun.
Yeah,
So
it's really
she'll be
interesting.
go ahead.
It's really interesting how they, because like I feel like I don't remember some of those moments. They kind of not dragged it out, but like they added some more stuff to at least say because like for the long while, but like in this part in the story, you don't really see her that much, but later obviously you see her more. So it's
Yeah.
nice to gain at least get to see her a little bit more as she normally is. Because there's still stuff you don't even know about her, why she does all this stuff, which is really interesting once you eventually figure it out. But I don't want to spoil it. But there's a
Yeah.
reason why why she does what she do. It's a very interesting character.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what you want in a story. You want interesting characters, whether you, like, agree with them or don't agree with them or, like, the last thing you want is a bland character, and that's certainly not what she is. She adds some spice to the story, right? We can both agree she adds some spice to the story, so, yeah, she's great. I don't know, the other guy in the party, we don't really see much of him as much, but, yeah, I'm very interested to see where they end up. So yeah, eventually, the guy that talked to Rudy at the end of last week's episode is able to smuggle Ruijerd on the boat, sort of as like part of like the equipment or items, right? That they're holding,
Yeah,
below the first
slaves and all
story.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, slaves. So uh, they get across, which is cool. And then yeah, like the second half of the episode is like a completely different thing. um, Rudy goes to get Ruijerd out, and in the midst of sort of he leads him to the cell where like all this like human trafficking or
yeah,
cat trafficking, whatever you want to call it, people trafficking, and he's like, yeah, like they have like these cat
children.
girls in here, they have children in here, they're like fucking killing them and shit. He's like, we've got to kill them, right? And Rudy's like, okay, I guess, but he lets Ruijerd do all the killing. So he does that. That's great. They leave with they eventually get these cat girls out, right? Which is cool. Cool to see them get saved. But of course, what drives the story is conflict. Rudeus goes back in to save this like legendary beast, I guess. This fucking big ass dog, it looks like. And of course, he fucking steps in shit. He gets caught. Um, I
Bluffing it.
guess, like, yeah, yeah, only Rude would happen to him, right? And yeah, like the beast guy, right? Is that the same race as
Yeah.
what's best girl? Elaine? Is it Elaine?
No, it's
Elena?
Grisel.
Just Lane.
Ghislaine. Yeah.
Um, they're the same race, right? So
Yeah. Beast people.
maybe these people. Yeah, so maybe, hopefully, we got some spicy beast people if he takes them back to their tribe or whatever, kind of like Ghislaine, but I don't know how that's gonna tie in. Kind of like when he like remember in season 1 when he visited like Roxy's hometown? So maybe there'll be like a cool tie-in like that. I'm kind of curious and sort of knocking on wood, hope I get to see something like that. That'd be cool. But yeah, such a dense episode, man. Mushoku Tensei has beautiful world building and beautiful pacing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anything you want to add like about the content of the episode?
No, I'm really happy. I feel like it's been a little while since I read the manga, so maybe I'm just creating some slight moments, but I feel like they're enhancing the story with adding additional scenes and kind of
Yeah.
extra stuff, like especially with Elise. You know, so I feel like they're really they really care about the story and trying to
Oh yeah.
enhance certain
Oh
parts that
yeah.
might have been maybe the author was like maybe I should have done this a little bit, maybe I should have focused on her a little bit more back here. So I feel like, I think the author's obviously probably working with them, and I think he's like, well, let me add some stuff, maybe from the light novels, but maybe it's skipped in the manga, but in light novels, all these extra information he wants to really see, So
Yeah.
and I feel like there wasn't really a wasted moment.
No.
Maybe in the moment,
Never.
maybe some people will be like, "Oh, this LEC stuff is weird," but if you think long term,
No.
all these moments are going to be so
No, because
building
it's
character.
yeah, it's building character. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's building character. You're getting introduced to her character. So no, absolutely not a waste, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, I
beautiful
mean,
stuff, man.
excellent pacing. You would say this is like bringing the manga to life. Like this is a better version than the manga, honestly.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and
See,
that's
it,
what I'd want to see. I want like
exactly
Naruto and all these other shows. Like, I don't want just to see the manga again. I want to see the story, but
brought to
brought
life.
to life.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're really
Like
doing
Demon
that here.
Slayer. Demon Slayer is a good example. Like that's when you know you have a good adaptation on your hands is when it's taking the source material, honoring it, but also enhancing it. You know what I mean? So I don't know what the different scenes are from the manga and the anime, but I'll take your word for it though. If they're giving us some goods, I mean, there's nothing they're giving us bad. I'll tell you that. I love every second of these episodes, man. They go by too quick. That's my complaint with Jobless. I need 2 episodes a week. Every time I finish a Jobless episode, I'm like, ah, is that it? Like last week, right? Like he gets the demon eye, he's learning it, and then like we're done. And it's not their fault. They only have a time slot, but it's like, fuck, I want more. I want more. And that's the perfect recipe for a show, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to I'm like, oh, how much longer till this episode's over? Like, you want an
Yep.
episode just be like over like way before you even want it to end. It's like, fuck.
And
But
I do that
it's just good
all the
stuff.
time. I do that all the time with anime because like reading subs is a hassle. It's not as easy as just listening to something in your native language. But when an anime, like when I'm like shocked or like sad that an episode's ending, that's when you know I'm hooked. You know what I mean? So yeah. Uh, anything else to add? Any final thoughts here, Germs, for Jobless Reincarnation season 2, episode 2?
Just want to see the next episode, man. I just want to see that next one.
Yeah. Well, you know what's coming. I don't, but I'm excited. I'm excited. Guys and gals, weebs out there, please comment down below. Are you guys watching Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation? And what did you think of this week's episode? A lot of spice to unpack with this week's episode. All right. Let's get on to a new entry here on the roundup. This one's a fun one. This is a fun one. My Senpai is Annoying is the English name. Episode 1. What'd you think of this one, Germs?
Oof. Oh my god, I fell in love, my dude. Like, and also like I feel like even more with this episode, it felt like so much happened, so many little
A
arcs
lot of
and
little
like
moments.
in character development. Like I feel like in this one episode we got more character development than like some other shows. It was just like and that spicy moment near the end when they're drinking. It's like,
At that
oh
ending moment. Hold on. Let's build up to that. Let's
yeah,
build up
yeah,
to that because we have a whole discussion on just that. But all right, I'll lead the dance. All right.
yeah.
So Igarashi, she's a salesperson, which is cool. I can somewhat relate. She is a
Oh
koahi
hi,
or kohai,
yeah,
an inexperienced person is basically what that means, right? So she reports to senpai, a much bigger sort of
experience.
confident, yeah, experience, but he's very confident, very boisterous, very outgoing, loud, obnoxious, and she's the exact opposite. She's a small, little, cute, skinny little girl trying to seem big, right? Like, dude, when they're like at that like McDonald's or whatever, not it's not a McDonald's, but like and she
McRonald's.
wants. Yeah, like a McDonald's, and she wants the Lucky Meal, but she doesn't want to say it in front of him. Like those little cute moments where, like, like you wanna impress people and you wanna come off as a professional, but you also like you might want something, but you don't wanna admit it out loud. You know
You
what I
want those
mean?
chicken nuggets sometimes.
I know. And but she wanted the damn the toys. You can't admit to your coworker you want the toys, but he knew immediately, right? And that's sort of their relationship. She's like trying to prove herself, and he is I guess there to kind of help her, like break out of her shell a little bit, right?
They lift her up,
So
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
not just like shitting on them. Like, oh, you messed up this, you gotta do this, redo that, stay extra
and sh
hours. Like he was putting those extra little hours to make sure her job was going smoothly. As so, oh,
as a good
but
senpai, as a good senpai. And she did mess up her job a little bit. She messed up a sale. They, got a new client, which is good, but some of the numbers got fucked up. I don't remember if that was like his fault or her fault because I think he like checks her paperwork or whatever. But he did stay late to help fix that for her. And again, just little moments like that is kind of illustrating the relationship between these two. This one's very Nagatoro esque in that if you like the central relationship, I assume you like the show. If you don't, you probably won't. I know that there's going to be more characters introduced, but it seems just from this first episode, and you've read the manga a little bit, right? So
no,
you
I
can
haven't read
attest.
the manga.
You
No,
haven't. Okay.
I'm full fresh
Anime
on here.
only's here. Anime's only's here. Okay, cool. But just the impression I get, I assume, tell me if I'm right or wrong and how you felt, but it seems like the real central relationship here, the central selling point of the show is Senpai and Igarashi. If you like the relationship between them and you think it's
You're golden.
adorable yeah, you're golden. If you don't, you probably won't like it, but that's sort of the selling point here. If you want to see this relationship blossom. Am I right or am I wrong?
Oh yeah, you're definitely right. We saw the OP. The other other two coworkers in the background probably.
Yeah, there's going to be other
But
characters, but the
but
main selling point is like, yeah,
yeah, and it's some beautiful stuff, man. It's some real beautiful stuff. I was so hooked, man. I was sad when the episode ended, man.
me too. Me too. Okay, let's get to the spice. Let's get to the spice at the end. We got to talk about it, bro. We got to talk about it. So, they're drinking at a bar after a good day's work, as most salespeople do, right? And she's getting a little bit drunk, and he says to her, the ultimate backhanded compliment, and he didn't mean it, right? Because Senpai is like just a easygoing, fun dude. He didn't mean it this way, but in any other context, it's kind of like a backhanded compliment. You know, if I had a wife and a kid, I'd want you to be the kid, right? So a nice comment, but you could take it the wrong way, right? And so as
Yeah,
the audience, as I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, that's kind of fucked up, but I get what he means. He doesn't have bad intention with that. She tugs on him. She's got the anime blushing lines going. She says, "Why couldn't I be your wife?" And I'm just like, "Oh my god!" Episode one. Episode one. So
and then
I
it
got.
cuts to the OP. It's like, oh, we got or ED maybe, but
Well, she
whatever.
she takes it she takes it back a little bit. But here's the thing. Of course, that's typical anime, right? We got to ask ourselves though, germs, is uh is this platonic or are we going to get some romance in here? Because I don't believe they would throw that in the end there if it wasn't going to slowly build up to something later. It could just be fan service, but I don't know. Do you think this is going to stay platonic or are we going to get some like maybe some romance here? What do you think?
I think we're gonna get some romance in here because well, the
Eventually,
OP
eventually.
because it looked at the OP and I'm like, okay, I see some spicy, maybe some possible spicy moments here. I watched that. I went to that OP
You
like with
you
hot
what
guys.
you
I
like
was like,
studied it, huh?
yeah, I didn't want to pause it, but while it was playing, I'm like, oh, was something happen? Like what? Oh, what's happening? Oh, we might get that. Oh,
The
because
spice.
I'm just so excited to see what the rest of the series has. I was like, I'm just so hooked from this first episode. I want to see what's next. What's next episode? But gotta wait a week. Gotta wait a week, unfortunately.
I know, and this was really you were adamant about adding this to the roundup, and thank God you did because I think it's a great addition. I'm excited to see where this goes. If there is romance here, and again, we're speculating, we're both anime onlys. I assume we're not like it'll be very subtle. Like I don't think it's gonna be like hard romance. I think like maybe at the end of the season, like maybe something romantic will happen, but I think it'll be a very slow buildup. This doesn't seem like it's like Nagatoro, like you watch that, and you're like, okay, there's no way that this doesn't lead to some sort of, flirtation and romance between the two. This, I think, will be a very slow burn. Now, eventually, I think we'll get it because why would they put that scene there at the end of episode one if it's not going to lead somewhere, But I think it'll be a slow burn. I think we're gonna have to wait a while for this one. What do you think?
The most important part is, it's cooking. It might be a little bit slow, it
It's
might be
cooking.
fast, but it's
It's
cooking.
cooking.
There's something actually gonna happen here. So a lot of shows, especially now, old, past few years ago, like all the garbage I used to watch. It's like maybe at the like episode 12, maybe like the slightest of hints of
Yeah.
like of main character and best girl hooking up, maybe like the slightest of hints, maybe. But these kind of shows recently are just like we got that little light, the passion, right from the get
Yeah.
go. They don't just wait till the end, like okay maybe, but this is like episode one. It's like, hey, why can't I be your wife? It's like, whew, whew.
Episode one. Hey, and when she said that, I'm like, whoa, because remember, she's a nervous sort of person. Like she's very standoffish, she's very uptight. And the only reason she said that was because she's drinking, right? But you know what happens when people drink, man? They let loose what they honestly feel inside, So I'm excited to see where this one goes, man. I'm excited. I think that this show is going to be all about the relationship and how they work in sales, how they communicate outside of sales. I think that's going to be the central point of this show. And so far, I love the relationship. It's the point of the
Yeah,
show is got me hooked. So
like
yeah,
when they were riding the train and she like slept on his shoulder and took the other guy took a picture.
yep.
That was pretty hilarious.
She walks over to him and she's like, "Any final last words?" Yeah.
It's just so dense. It's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful, man. This is insane this season. Like these shows are just hitting so hard right from the get go. It's like, oh, if this keeps up, I don't even know. I'm not gonna be able to focus on anything else. These shows are just too good each day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot this season where we're gonna be going throughout our week saying, "Damn, I can't wait till the next Jobless," or "I can't wait till the next senpai is annoying," or eventually when Demon Slayer moves out of this arc, man, I can't wait for the next Demon Slayer. Like, there's gonna be a lot of shows like that, man. We're gonna be hooked on these shows this season. It looks like so. Yeah. Final thoughts for My Senpai is Annoying. Our first impressions here, Germs.
Yeah, I would say definitely. This is like a perfect example of just you just watch this one episode. If you like it, you're gonna be hyped. If you don't like it, hey, you already know how this show's gonna kind of go. Kind of with like Nagatoro, like all you need is this one episode. You don't need the 3 episode rule. All you need is this one episode because it was just so dense. You already know what the whole show is gonna be about. So easily, I give this a recommend to watch this first episode, and maybe you get hooked like us too.
Yeah, this episode really sets the tone. It shows you the work environment. It shows you how her personality shows you his personality, shows you slowly showing you the dynamic between the two. This is a great introduction to the series, and safe to say we're hyped. We're hyped. So, guys and gals out there, this is not the most watched show right now, but let us know in the comments. Are you guys checking out My Senpai is Annoying? And if you're not, have we influenced your opinion at all? You're going to check it out? Just check out this one episode. I really think this is the test. If you like this episode, you can thank us. If you don't, probably not for you. But safe to say, we're really enjoying this one, and we're looking forward to it. So, all right, let's get to our final edition here on the roundup. Can't believe it. Can't believe we're on the final edition here. And this is one we've been waiting for. This is one we've been anticipating. It's Komi Can't Communicate, episode 1. A lot of people are talking about this series. It's very high up on the rankings. And yeah, a lot of hype surrounding this one. Episode 1. What'd you think, Germs? It's finally out.
Oh, like the one main problem I had was just trying to find to watch it, man. It was like
Yeah,
I was jumping through so many hoops to find it. So
me
if
too.
you're able to find it in nice high quality and not even it doesn't have to even be high quality, but just when I was let's go right to the episode. But
Real
oh
quick,
yeah,
drop a comment. If any of you know a good place to watch this show, drop a comment. We would appreciate it because, again, this show has fantastic animation. And if we could watch it in that good quality, good subs, drop a comment. We'd greatly appreciate it. But we did find decent copies of it this week. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
what'd you think of the actual episode?
Oh, beautiful, man, beautiful. The animation, like I feel like. I don't know what studio this is, but they really put that nice Sakuga spice into the
Yes.
like the movements of the camera. Like it wasn't just static shots. Like sometimes the camera would move. Sometimes it
Right.
shows like that video game RPG kind of like pixel, you know kind of stuff. They really put all those little extra little details into that. They weren't necessary, but it's a nice little addition. When like he stops her and it shows like a little text box like, oh, he couldn't escape. Like in the
Oh,
Pokemon.
those. Okay, yeah, yeah. Let's talk about those. The video game transitions, right? Like one of them was Mega Man jumping. One of them was like RPG text. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff like that. A lot of cool stuff like that.
Yes,
That
somehow.
like little stuff like that like adds to the experience. You know what I mean? Like you feel like you're watching like just little stylistic choices that add to it. You know,
Yeah, yeah, and then just the quality of the animation itself was pretty high quality, especially like,
beautiful.
that ED or OP. I don't know which one it was, but
I think
whatever it
it's OP.
was,
I think that's the OP.
beautiful,
Oh,
beautiful.
fire OP, right? That was a
Oh
fucking
yeah.
fire OP.
The other ones as well. Obviously
Yeah,
Jobless doesn't have one, but yeah, but
yeah,
just the
yeah.
actual content of the episode, man. They ended it on that perfect note, right where I thought it would. It's like, oh, they're talking on the chalkboard. I'll be your friend, all that kind of stuff. Is like, oh, hits
Yeah.
exactly how I remember it hitting in the manga. But what are your thoughts? I'm the manga reader here, but let's see what your thoughts
Uh,
are here.
okay, I have a complaint. It's not a big complaint, but it's just a complaint. I hope it's only for this episode. The format of the episode was fucking weird, man. So we had 17 minutes. Okay, makes sense. Um, and then we get the OP.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
right?
oh
Like
yeah.
a
Then there's
lot
the
of
whole
yeah. So a lot of shows, like the first episode, will show the OP at the end. That's fine. And then we get another scene. That's them going up the stairs. Then we get an end credits, and then we get another scene where they're in the classroom. So I'm watching this. I'm like, what? When is this episode over? Like, it was just. I just wish that they did it different. You know.
yeah,
I
or
don't
more
know.
standard.
Yeah, because usually they show the OP at the end because they couldn't have time to fit an OP and an ED. So instead of putting the ED, they just put the OP at the end, right? This time they had the OP at the end, then another scene, then an end credit scene, a black screen with just credits, right? Like not even like an ED. So like no one watches that. Everyone skips that, especially because we can't read Japanese, right? And then there's another scene after that. So not a big complaint, not a big complaint, but
That's understandable.
hopefully going forward, it just feels weird on the viewer. Just feels weird watching it. Everything is good. The actual content is fire. I love them talking up the stairs. I love them in the classroom when she's called on. I love the actual first, 17 or so minutes of the bulk of the episode. I loved all of it. It was just weird how they kind of gave it to us, but okay,
Yeah.
small complaint aside, fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. And what really hooked me is when they started communicating via chalk with one another. That hooked me. That hooked me. I love that. And like you said, the animation, like the way it would show them writing, and then it'd have like all the Japanese kanji or whatever writing flowing through the screen, and like you'd see multiple conversations going. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
Like
there was one real nice shot where like she was erasing something, but it was like kind of like a transparent, like just having her. I don't know how to really explain it, but it was just a nice little touch there. They really
yeah.
put some extra little effort into the animation for just random chalkboard writing and stuff, which you wouldn't expect. You'd expect just like a plain static shot, just oh this there's the chalkboard that I'm just writing on it, and that's it. That's what a lot of anime would do, but they put that little extra little effort in there, which felt really nice.
Well, the one time I remember, the one I think of is when the board is tilted. You have the character facing the board, and as she's erasing it, it's not like one foul swoop. Like most anime, it'd be like one foul swoop, and like the writing's all gone. Each stroke of her erasing the chalk, like it would correspond to the chalk. So as she's erasing it, the chalk is disappearing. Again, dumb things that most people wouldn't pick up on, but most anime it would just be like that and it'd be gone. but the animators really like animated every single movement and made sure that the chalk was disappearing every single movement at a time. Just little stuff like that. The studio is OLM, the Pokemon studio. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Wow.
yeah, so
Sorry
so
about that.
so totally random that they're doing this, you know. But we knew it was gonna look good from the trailers, and man, this episode really delivered. And so yeah, okay, we haven't even talked about
Yeah.
like the actual
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
So Komi is she has a disorder where she has a hard time communicating with people. That's a lot of people actually, right? A lot of people have are socially awkward or not adept to communicating as well as others. So she never
This is an
talks to
extreme.
people. Well, yeah, this is like an extreme case. So instead of even talking to people, she writes. She prefers to write instead of use her actual voice. But everyone loves her because she's beautiful, which is funny. I found that funny, right? Because instead of people like thinking she's the weird girl, everyone's like she's so beautiful, right? Like the whole class was like swooning around her. And MC
Takano.
Tadano, he yeah Tadano. By the way, I really liked the first person narration by him, like when he's like, "This is how school is supposed to go," and like it doesn't go that way for him. I thought that was really cool. So hopefully that stays throughout the series because I think it gives his character, uh, you know, more character. So
Yeah.
yeah, he figures out that she doesn't like talking to people, and he's like, they communicate how they do, and he learns that her goal in life is to make 100 friends one day because she doesn't really have friends. Everyone kind of thinks she's hot and beautiful and, oh, look at her, but she doesn't
No one
really
talks
talk
to
to
her.
people. Exactly. And no one's figured it out that she doesn't talk, which is weird, but it's anime. Go with it. So he's like, okay, I'll take you up on your journey. Now we have to go get 99 others because I'll be your friend. Again,
Oof, that was a beautiful one right there, man.
heartwarming. He's like, and then she was like, it's great to have you. Like, it's a pleasure to have you. Right. So she sort of like embraces him too. Now he just needs to get her to talk. So yeah, that's the premise of the show. It's a little funky, it's a little wacky, but it's
Yeah,
anime,
when
you
she
know?
when she when she tries to talk and it's like the like
Yeah,
doom looking.
the
It's
the
it's
the the,
hilarious.
nervous lines around her, and then, like, her eyes grow. I think that's so cute. And then she gets,
And also
like, cat ears in her hair, you know?
when she gets excited, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really nice how they it kind of just like grows randomly, but I'm really excited. I'm really happy with how they did. I haven't read this in a long, long while, but it's
Did you
still
get
just as good as I remember.
did you get far into it?
A little far. I went like 100 chapters, but I think it's like all the way 300 chapters now. I read it years ago, so I'm way behind.
Okay, cool. Cool, so you kinda know what's going on, but maybe you've, like, forgotten a little bit of it?
Yeah, it's been so long that it feels fresh and brand now.
Nice, nice. And, I assume, I mean, just given this episode, this looks like a beautiful adaptation, right?
Oh yeah,
I'm sure the manga looked good, but man, this episode looked really good. The animation was done phenomenal, and I think it's honestly one of the better first episodes I've seen in a while because it just like, well, let's just talk about that one scene. I won't say like the entire episode, but that one scene where they're communicating with each other on the chalkboard, that shit was golden. That shit was like 11 out of 10 status. That was like goat status, bro. That was a great scene. That's a scene that will live on in anime history, in my opinion.
right
I
in
love
episode
that shit.
one.
Yeah, yeah. It was a great scene. And then at the end there, when the teacher calls on her and she doesn't
Just
say
stands.
anything, he's like, you know what? The point she's trying to make is perfect. Everyone should read in silence. I thought that was funny as fuck. So yeah, Komi Can't Communicate. We finally got the first episode, Weebs. Any final thoughts for this week's episode, Germs?
Yeah, I think this is also one of those where it's obviously there's some other stuff that happens, but I think this episode's a really good representation of kind of the humor and the kind of style of how the episodes has the story kind of goes. Obviously, there's some and later there's more spicy romance and all that kind of stuff.
Really? Okay. I'm
That's
hyped.
later. That's later. So,
I'm
but the
interested.
characters and like how they interact and humor of everything is spot on from how I remember.
Yeah, I feel like with My Senpai is Annoying, I've figured that show out. I basically know what I'm gonna get for 12 weeks with that one. This one, I actually don't know what I'm gonna get, right? Because the goal is to get 99 friends. So is it gonna be friend of the week? Is it gonna be like slow relationships that build over time? I mean, that's gonna be, if the author, the mangaka really wants to see that through, that's how the manga is gonna go. That's gonna be a lot of people that she's gonna meet and become friends with. So is this circle gonna get really big? I'm curious, right? Because Senpai, I pretty much know how that's gonna go. It's gonna be between those 2. This show, though, very curious to see who's gonna be brought in. You know, is she gonna spend a long time with someone before she counts him as a friend? Is it more so just gonna be, like, a little bit quicker? Is it gonna be friend of the week? Who knows? I don't know. But don't spoil it. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Hopefully we get some good moments between, Tadano and Komi. I can't wait for that, to see their relationship, uh, you know, continue and grow because he's her, first friend. So
Yep.
Weebs, we know you're watching this one. If you're watching our show and you watch anime every season, we know you guys are watching this one. This one's a big one. This one's a banger. Everyone's watching it this season. Comment down below what you guys thought of the first episode. Any manga readers out there? What did you think of this adaptation so far? And yeah, Komi, we finally have Komi Can't Communicate. So yeah,
Whew.
that's gonna be the first Weeb Retreat episode of fall season, our third season of this show. Our first roundup is now complete. And as always, we got to talk about the winner of the week.
Oh
Who is the
no,
winner of the week?
no, this is a usually it's a there's it's not too big of a problem, but this week, oh my
Dude,
god, how do I? It's like picking out my favorite children. It's like how could I pick?
in past seasons, we've done a lot. We usually have a 6 episode roundup. This season, to give you guys consistent content, to make sure that there's not too much watching on our end, we've cut right to the chase. We've cut out all the filler. These are 4 phenomenal shows from this week, from what we've seen so far. So yeah, I feel like the winner of the week segment is going to get a lot more
Varied.
what's the word I'm looking for? Contested, a lot more back and forth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I don't think there's any way that we're both gonna pick the same one every week. This is
I don't think
it's too
so.
much
I
good
don't think
spice.
so.
There's
All
too much
right,
good
let's go.
spice here.
Let's go through the list. Demon Slayer, good first episode.
Oh yeah, it's pretty fire, I would say. I don't know if I'd pick that as my favorite. It's top tier, no doubt. All these other
Yeah.
ones are top tier as well, but the just, these other ones just hit that
All right, so
hit
Demon
my
Slayer is
little
like the
bit.
lowest of the 4.
Yeah,
Then
that's
we
probably the
have
lowest.
then let's talk about Jobless. Great new characters and a great, like, always a cliffhanger with Jobless, right? Great cliffhanger.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say this is pretty top tier, but it's jobless. We've already kind of seen this, so we know I'm not, I'm more excited, obviously, but I'm not as like
Yeah,
like hit
makes
right like a
sense.
truck. I'm not hit like whoa, like these other ones. So unfortunately, I'll have to also put it a little bit down there. Unfortunately, but it's just
Fortunately,
these other ones just hit me like a
it
truck. It's
hurts.
like
It hurts.
oh
Okay, so it's between the two new entries. Demon Slayer is technically a new entry, but that's a returning series. The 2 new anime that we're talking about that are, new for this season. We got
yeah
My Senpai is Annoying and Komi. So it's between those 2. Who's your
yeah
winner between those 2, man? That's
um
hard. That's hard,
yeah.
huh?
But I think I'm gonna give it to my senpai is annoying. That's Germs.
Dang.
I know.
Germs is gonna give it to My
It was
Senpai
these were
is
all fire,
Annoying.
man. It's impossible. What about you?
My answer is gonna surprise you. My answer is gonna surprise you. I'm going with Demon Slayer, and I'll tell you why. Because we had low expectations for it, and it actually gave us a fire episode, right? Jobless, I know I'm gonna get fire. Komi, solid first episode. Senpai, solid first episode. I didn't have high hopes for Demon Slayer. I kind of thought, Mugen Train, we got to talk about it. It's Demon Slayer. It's Kimetsu no Yaiba, but it's probably gonna be okay. Probably just gonna be, I knew this was gonna be new content, but was it gonna be like really good, content that adds to the Mugen Train arc, how could they really add to it? The movie kind of did everything, right?
Yeah.
Wrong. This really, like, just that fucking music, man. That shit gets. I know what's gonna happen next week, but I'm hyped for next week now because of just that music, the beautiful animation. Yeah. So mine is solely because of expectations, you know. But honestly, these were all pretty much like 10 out of 10 episodes. Maybe not like Senpai. Maybe like Senpai, you know, would be a solid 8 or 9. Maybe Komi would be like a solid 8 or 9. You know, Jobless is going to be like easy, like 100% A plus. But Demon Slayer just it surprised me in what
Surprised.
it did do. You know, so I'm actually going to give it to Demon Slayer. I don't think the next 6 weeks I'm going to give it to Demon Slayer because it's going to be content that we've seen. But this week, honestly, the biggest shocker for me was Demon Slayer. But yeah, Senpai is a good pick too. You know, because not everyone's talking about that one. You know.
Unfortunately, I haven't seen how the rankings are, but that's a shame. That's a real shame.
Yeah, it's a shame. So, guys and gals, weebs out there, what is your winner of the week? It doesn't have to be our roundup. Any show that you watched this week, comment down below. What was the best episode of anime that you saw this week, premiering this fall season? Let us know. Very curious about that, as always. So, that basically concludes the bulk of our episode. No discussion for you guys this week. We will have a discussion for you guys next week, we promise. Not much news to talk about. Nothing really noteworthy to really get into. So we're just gonna leave you with some weekly thoughts here to end out the episode. I don't know if I have anything in particular, but do you have any weekly thoughts to share with the viewers, Germs?
Well, I have a big shocker here. You know, especially knowing how I am. But
Do I
I
know it? Do I know it?
no.
This
But
will be fun.
the new season start. There's one particularly controversial show to our channel
Give me a
that
second. Give me hold on. Don't don't say what I think you're gonna say, dude. You're really gonna piss me off right now. You're gonna piss me off right now. I'm looking through the list here, Germs. And I gotta be honest, when you say our channel, there's only one show that you can be talking about. But go
Yep.
ahead, make my day. Make my day. Piss me off some
Yeah,
more. Go ahead.
I watched that first episode of 86. Uh, yeah, he can't handle it. It's too spicy. It's too spicy for James.
What did you What'd you think, Germs? You refused to put it on the roundup, so what'd you think? Because you're still watching it on your own time. You're not gonna give your thoughts to the viewers, but you'll watch it on your own time, you selfish weeb. What'd you think of the episode? Because I haven't seen it.
Um, it was not bad. I was really interested to see. I was really interested that how the episode went because because all the trailers and everything showed just purely all new characters and what was her name? I forget what her name is. They didn't even show her in this episode really.
Are you serious? The main character?
Because all it showed in this episode was all the previous cast. Those four characters that left.
It didn't show Elise, the gray hair MC. They didn't
No,
show her.
it just showed all the old characters like in the new empire. The enemies. They're on the enemy country. It's like whoa. I
What
didn't
the
expect that.
fuck?
Yeah, I know. I didn't expect that at all. I was like, because all in the trailers and everything, it's like it's Elise and all these other new characters, but they went right back to the old characters, and in this new country, they're like seeing how the enemy is. It's like, oh, this is
Was it
very
good? Was it
yeah.
good? Are you gonna watch next week's? Are you gonna watch next week's?
It was pretty good. I how the ending was like the kind of twist kind of thing was like I didn't like it that much, but we'll see how much that actually like matters in the future. But
Germs, germs. This is too spicy not to talk about. How are we not talking about the show every week, man? This is too spicy not to talk about because every time you talk about the show, you bag on it. For once in your life, you're not bagging on it. I mean, I'm not. You're not saying it's a good episode, but You're not hating on it, right? I mean, it's at least interesting.
yeah, so
Interesting.
the twist at the end was kind of like it kind of feels kind of meh, but the
Yeah.
characters are no one didn't die this episode, because
Ha, ha.
season one,
Yay!
a person would, they would show a new person, they would die that same episode. This one
Yep.
was like just building up on the other side. It's like, oh, so what's happening on this? This is how the other side looks. It's like, oh, okay. This is
Oh, dude, that's my biggest complaint with the first season is that they were just fighting like, you know,
machines.
machines that were like nameless. Like there was no emotional connection there. Like, why are they fighting? Who is like we didn't know anything about the enemy. So if they actually fix that problem this season, I think I'll like the show a lot more. That was like my biggest complaint with the first season. It just felt the conflict felt empty. The conflict with the MC and her empire, that
Yeah,
was great. That was fantastic. But the conflict on the battlefield felt shallow, like just like you said, people die every week. Why? They're fighting robots and shit, right? So if they fix that problem, I actually might like, I didn't
yeah.
hate the show. I thought it was okay, but I might like really get into the show, like everyone else and their mothers into the show, but us. If they can fix that problem, I'll really like 86 again,
Yeah, the twist at the end is kind of like sour the episode a little bit to me. I
Yeah.
don't want to spoil what that little twist was, but
Don't tell me yet. Don't.
it's
I
like,
might watch it. If you're watching it, I gotta watch it. I don't know.
yeah,
I'll
well,
probably watch it. Are you gonna watch next? Like, are you gonna keep watching?
yeah, I think I'll keep watching. I mean, we could probably add it to the weekly thoughts here, for the people, because we have some people, some 86 fans here, so we
You
can
know
give
what we
more
could do?
thoughts.
We don't have to add it as a member of the roundup, but every once in a while we could
Yeah,
talk about like just 86. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Let's
yeah.
do that. Let's
Because
do that.
I'm watching it. I'm kind of interested, but I'm not. I'm a little like,
We're not doing like week by week, but we'll get caught up like on week 4 or 5 or whatever, and we'll just talk about it that week and like, hey, what'd
yeah,
you think of like 86 this week? That's a good idea. That's a good
yeah.
idea. So look at us, weebs. I got all the 86 fans, all the lovely people who downvoted our review. We got more 86 for you guys, so stay tuned. Okay, stay tuned.
Yeah,
Uh,
but we're down to see. We're down to listen to your feedback, and what maybe we're just missing something. Maybe
maybe
we're just
I I think we
just
are.
please let us know.
It's all subjective. I think we probably are missing something, but you can't listen. How you like if you like or dislike a show. That's all personal opinion, So
Yeah,
we want to like a show. We never want to hate a show, So season 2, bring us back in. Bring us back in. But I'll tell you what, I really like the MC. If the MC is not super prevalent this season, I don't know, man. Like I really liked her character, so hopefully she shows up. I don't know anything about it though. I should stop. I'll stop talking because and I don't know. But all right, another show I got to watch. Yeah, I got a billion of those. I got a billion of those. All right. So anything
um,
else?
nothing really new. Just playing those TCGs. It's the usual Magic and
Hey,
Digimon,
man,
all that.
you're not a hardcore TCG player until you start playing a gacha game online only in Japanese, where there's no English at all. I'm the true uh not even
Madman.
hardcore, not even a madman. It's just dumb playing a game that you can't read. But hey, I still do it. I still, it'll take me 10 games to understand a deck, but I come around to it. I come around to it. What I have been playing recently is poker a lot.
You Madden. Whew, that's I can't. I can't. Those gambling games too spicy for me. Maybe you'll show me the way.
I'll show you the way because eventually we're gonna have like a boys trip to Vegas. You know that. So
Yeah, you
I
know
I
how.
have
If you
like blackjack's kind of easy, but poker, man, poker's a whole other thing. Because like blackjack, you have according to the book, which is your statistical best probability of beating the dealer, because you're playing against the dealer. Poker, you're not playing against the dealer. You're playing against other people at the table. So when you win a pot, you're winning other people's money, and you're putting your money on the line. So you're playing against other people. It's way more competitive. Blackjack's just against the dealer, right? So
yeah,
once you learn all of blackjack, that's fun. That's a fun game. You play hands the same way every single time. If you can count cards, good. If you can't, you'll be playing like everyone else. But the card counters are out there. Just don't get caught. Don't get kicked out of the casino. But poker is a completely different animal, man. Because again, you're not playing against the dealer. You're playing against other people, and it's so satisfying when you win a big pot, dude.
Yeah, it's the usual competition against other players, other people,
Exactly. And everyone's friendly at the table, everyone's fun, but, it's a lot you know what it is? It's a lot of psychology, right? Like, getting someone to fold a hand, um, betting really big or, sort of bluffing or representing a certain hand. There's so much I gotta show you, bro. There's so much I gotta show you. But, I almost got felted a couple times, but every time I went all in, I'd win a big pot, dude. So, like, I'd go all like, my back would be against the wall, I'd be like, "Alright, all in. Let's see if I can hit something on the flop here." And that every single time I'd hit it. It was great. The biggest hand was I had pocket tens, and, I don't know how this happened. I think I raised to 20. This is pre-flop. I raised to 20, someone else raised to 20, um, or someone called with 20, another person called with, like, 20. And then this dude to my right, who I've been chatting with all night, like, he's a really cool dude. He's like, "Fuck it, I see all these 20s, I'm all in. I'm trying to get some cash here," right? Because he's ready to leave, right? So he goes all in. I'm like, "No," because I don't wanna be in that position, right? But I've already been like, my stack has been dwindling. I look down at my pocket tens, I'm like, "Alright, I call." And no one at the table expected me to call. Nobody. And then as it gets around, fold, fold, everyone's getting out of the hand now, right? Because the pot's getting ridiculous. Another guy calls. So now we got 3 ways all in, right? And, flop comes out with, I don't remember what the other 2 were, but a 10 comes out. It was probably like, king, 10, deuce. And I'm like, "Yes." No, there wasn't a king because someone had a king. So it was probably something like 2, 7, 10, right? I flopped a set of tens. Nothing comes on the turn, nothing comes on the river. I take down a massive pot. I took down probably like $400 or something like that. The pot got out of hand, but man, when you win a big pot like that, all those chips come your way, and that's all. That's all your chips now. It's all your money now.
Sounds like some anime. Sounds like Kakaguri, and yeah, they gotta make an anime about this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Not as crazy as
Well,
Kakaguri, maybe,
not as crazy
but
as Kakegurui. Yeah, Kakegurui is yeah, cause she'd play everything. She'd gamble like fuck, it wasn't just like casino games. They were doing like did you see I don't think you saw season
yeah,
2. I
I
think there
did.
was oh, you did? Wasn't there like an episode where they were like they were like fucking with the guy's like hand or something like that? Like knives were coming down and they were gonna chop off like fingers or something like that. They were like gambling on some sort of torture device. When
Yep.
they got into that, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching, dude? There's certain times when you're watching anime and you're just like, "Oh, what am I watching here?" You know? I had that moment with, Kakegurui. I don't hate Kakegurui, but man, there were certain times I'm watching that show, and I'm just like, "Fuck, okay, this is anime for you."
Yep.
So, yeah. Yeah, TCG and, poker card games. We love card games around here. So, yeah, that's it
Got
for our weekly thoughts.
spicy week here. Woo. I'm excited
Yep.
for this next week's of episodes.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I think Senpai was a good choice on your part. I think, Komi we had to do. Demon Slayer we have to do. Jobless, man. Jobless.
Whew,
Every
gets
time
every
a
time.
jobless every time an episode of Jobless ends, I'm like, please. No. It's like just getting good, then they leave you on the cliffhanger. So, guys and gals, weebs out there, have you guys been playing any card games? And yeah, let us know about this fall season. The fall season is upon us. This is our very first episode in the fall. What are you guys watching? We would love to know because we don't just watch stuff on the roundup, we watch other shows as well. So, give us some recommendations. What are you guys watching out there? We'd love to know. So, yeah, that's going to be it for the episode. Pretty shorter episode this week, but we got through some of the spice.
Oh yeah. Whew. Very, very dense, good spice.
Yep, yep. All killer, no filler. So, all right, weebs, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that thumbs up and give us a sub. We're really trying to grow our YouTube channel. If you want to listen other places, you can listen to iTunes or Spotify. Give us a follow on there so you don't miss an episode. Anywhere you can find a podcast, anywhere you could listen to podcasts, we're probably on there. And so, yeah. Uh, any final thoughts for this week, Germs? Our first episode of the fall season.
Definitely check out all these shows. If you've seen Demon Slayer, watch this even if you have seen the movie. Not a waste of your time. But everything else, top tier stuff.
I think we recommend every single episode we watched this week, 100%. Mushoku Tensei is different. If that's a continuing show. But if you haven't seen Komi, if you haven't seen My Senpai is Annoying, and if you haven't seen this first episode of Demon Slayer's Mugen Train arc, we'd recommend all three, 100%. So yeah, all right, weebs. We will see you guys next week. Peace.